Do you actually know what makes your dog feel truly loved by you? Yes, you feed them, you walk them, you give them a good life. But behind all of that, there are things your dog is quietly craving that most owners never think to do. These are some of the most powerful ways to bond with your dog, and if you keep overlooking them, which most owners do, you might never experience the deepest level of connection your dog is ready to give you. Let's start with the one you can try tonight. 1. Letting them sniff. Really sniff. Have you ever noticed your dog suddenly stopping on a walk and refusing to move? You pull the leash, you say, "Come on," and they just stay there, nose buried in the grass. Most owners see this as a problem. It's not. It's one of your dog's most fundamental needs, and you're accidentally taking it away from them every single day. Here's what most people do. They treat walks like exercise. Head down, pace up, let's get the steps in. But for your dog, a walk isn't a workout. It's their newspaper, their social media, their entire window into the world. A dog's nose contains up to 300 million olfactory receptors, compared to about 6 million in humans. Their sense of smell is their primary language. When your dog sniffs a patch of ground, they're reading a full story. Who was there, when, how they felt, whether they were healthy or scared. When you constantly pull them away, you're not just cutting the walk short, you're silencing them. And that frustration builds. The fix is simple, but almost nobody does it intentionally. Once a day, let your dog lead a sniff walk. No agenda, no destination. Just follow them. Let them stop. Let them read. Even 10 minutes of this is mentally more exhausting, in the best way, than a 30-minute fast-paced walk. Studies have shown that dogs allowed to sniff freely during walks display lower stress hormones and exhibit calmer behavior throughout the rest of the day. That's not just a nice walk, that's you speaking their language. And once you start doing this consistently, you'll notice your dog looks back at you more, stays closer, and actually chooses to walk with you instead of pulling ahead. 2. Scratching the spots they secretly love. Most owners pet their dog in the same 3 places: the top of the head, the back, and maybe the belly. And sure, most dogs tolerate it, but tolerating is not the same as loving it. There's a massive difference between a dog that puts up with your touch and a dog that melts into it. Here's what your dog actually craves: the base of the tail, the chest right between the front legs, the spot just behind and below the ears, and for a lot of dogs, the sides of the neck and the area around the collar. These zones are places your dogs simply can't reach themselves, or places that carry deep social meaning. In dog social behavior, mutual grooming in these areas is a sign of trust and closeness. When you scratch there, you're not just giving them a nice sensation, you're fulfilling a social role. You're being their pack. Pay attention to what happens when you hit the right spot. Your dog's last leg might start tapping, their eyes go soft and half-closed, they lean into you, or they freeze completely as if moving might make you stop. That response isn't just cute, it's a neurological signal. Touch in these zones releases oxytocin in your dog, the same bonding hormone released between mothers and their babies. The mistake most owners make is petting absent-mindedly. You're on the couch, watching TV, and you're just patting. Your dog feels the difference. Slow, intentional touch in the right places sends an entirely different signal than a distracted pat on the head. Try it tonight. Take 60 seconds, 2 hands, chest and behind the ears, slow. Watch what your dog does. 3. talking to them like they understand, because they do. Have you ever talked to your dog and felt like they were genuinely listening, like they tilted their head, perked their ears, and looked right at you with full attention? You weren't imagining it, and you weren't projecting. Your dog was actually processing you. Here's what the science says. A landmark study from Budapest's Family Dog Project used MRI scans to look inside dogs' brains as they heard human speech. What they found changed how we understand the human-dog bond. Dogs don't just react to tone, they process the actual words in the left hemisphere of the brain, the same side humans use for language, and they process emotional tone separately. They're combining both to understand you in a way no other non-human animal has been shown to do. But here's what most owners get wrong. They talk to their dog in a high-energy, excited voice all the time, and then wonder why their dog seems anxious or overstimulated. Or on the other end, they go silent. No words, no narration, nothing. Just a quiet house and a dog that has no idea what's going on around them. The sweet spot is calm, directed speech. Talk to them while you move through the house. Narrate what you're doing. We're going to the kitchen now. Look at you, just sitting there. It sounds silly, it feels silly, but every time you do it, you're reinforcing a vocal connection. Your voice becomes a signal of safety. Your dog learns your rhythms, your moods, your patterns, and that knowledge is what makes them feel secure.
4. Teaching them something new, even once a week. What if one of the most powerful things you could do for your dog's happiness took only 5 minutes a week? No equipment, no expertise, just your attention and a handful of treats. Most owners think training is for puppies. You teach sit, you teach stay, maybe you teach shake, and then you're done. But for your dog, learning never stops being meaningful. Dogs are working animals. For thousands of years, they weren't just companions, they had jobs: herding, hunting, guarding, retrieving. That drive to work, to problem solve, to earn something, it doesn't disappear when your dog moves into an apartment, it just goes unmet. When you teach your dog something new, even something small, a new trick, a nosework game, which hand is hiding the treat, you're doing something profound. You're giving them a purpose. You're engaging their brain in the way it was built to be engaged. And something else happens that most people don't expect. Your dog starts to look at you differently. Every successful training moment builds what behaviorists call handler focus. Your dog learns that paying attention to you leads to good things. You become interesting. You become the most rewarding thing in the room. And here's what nobody tells you. Mental stimulation is often more satisfying for dogs than physical exercise. A dog that spent 20 minutes learning something new will often be calmer and more content than a dog that ran for an hour. You're not just training them, you're fulfilling them. 5. Giving them calm, wordless presence. This is the one I mentioned at the beginning, the thing so simple that almost every owner overlooks, sometimes for years, and it might be the most powerful thing on this list. Just be still with your dog. No phone, no commands, no petting with an agenda. Just sit near them, breathing, being there. Think about what a dog's world actually looks like. They follow your schedule. They wait for you to come home. They read your stress when you walk in the door. They feel the tension when you're overwhelmed, and they carry it too. Dogs are among the most emotionally attuned beings on Earth. Research shows they can detect changes in human cortisol levels just from body odor alone. They know when you're stressed before you know it yourself, and they absorb it. So when you sit quietly with your dog, not trying to get them to do anything, not reaching for your phone, something shifts. Your heart rate slows, your breathing deepens, and your dog feels it. They look at you, and what they see is a calm, safe, present person. Not someone rushing, not someone stressed, not someone needing something from them, just someone there. That kind of presence is rare, and for a dog, it communicates something that no trick, no treat, and no walk can fully replace. You are my home, and I am not alone. Your dog is already devoted to you. They don't need you to be perfect, but they do feel the difference between an owner who goes through the motions and one who actually shows up in the way their dog understands. The sniff walks, the intentional touch, the quiet conversations, the 5-minute training sessions, the stillness. None of these are hard, but together they create something extraordinary. A bond so deep that your dog doesn't just love you because you feed them, they love you because you see them. If this changed how you think about your dog, subscribe and share this with someone whose dog deserves a little more of this. I'll see you in the next one.